Hello, it's 7 p.m. on June the 5th, 2020. Welcome to the weather update, and we're having a wet evening across the area. Um, Had on and off rain, I guess, for the past 3 hours or so here on Long Island, and it's all part of this line of showers. Nothing severe showers, maybe a few embedded thunderstorms that's been over central New Jersey, and now it's working its way up toward Long Island. As you can see this whole line here of rain. So it is a rainy evening, and of course that means I'm stuck inside once again. So we need the rain, though. It's been very dry. Just wish it would have occurred at a different time, like overnight. But the rain will continue overnight. So before we get to that, let's talk about Cristobal. So we're gonna go right to the Hurricane Center for that. So here's Cristobal. It's reemerged off the Yucatan, and it is back strengthening once again. And we're going to go ahead and look at the map here. It's warning cone. So here is the warning cone. Here's the map. So Cristobal right now, still fairly weak. Maximum sustained winds 40 miles an hour. But it is moving north at 13. It's going to be moving over the Gulf. And once it does that, it's going to start strengthening. And so that's why there are tropical storm warnings now in effect for, it looks like, Alabama, Mississippi, parts of Louisiana, as this thing heads north. And it will be heading due north. Because there's going to be a high over here that's going to keep it from moving toward us, fortunately, or maybe unfortunately, depending on if you want rain or not. But I think we'll be getting a decent amount of rain tonight. Let's go and look at the latest on Cristobal here. And you can see here, this is a diagram here of Cristobal that they drew up. But let's go to the current storms here. And we'll look at this on the satellite loop that they have up here. So this is the infrared loop. We've got to wait for this to load, of course. Should have done that before, I guess, but what are you going to do? So here it is. Oh, still not done yet. I don't know why it takes so long to load this. But here you go. Here it is. So it's getting itself more organized. You can see that clearly that it's getting itself more organized. And it is as it is moving off the coast, and it's all part of this larger circulation. Let's see if we can get a larger satellite view. This is a satellite view of the Northeast, but let's see if we can change the area and look to the south here. We need the Gulf of Mexico right here. Well, there's a Mexico one. So the Mississippi Valley, there isn't it's just a Mexico one. Let's you can see it right there, right on the edge there. So you can definitely see it's. Oh, we can't get maybe Caribbean. It's not the Caribbean. That's why. There we go. Oh, this thing's looking healthy now. Look at that. So you definitely see classic cloud shield. It's all part of this larger circulation here that's spreading moisture up through Florida. That's what that diagram was that you saw there. I'll draw it here too as well. In fact, you know what, we'll do it this way. Let me put this away for now. Go to the MODIS. Let's get the MODIS view. So your center of circulation right over here. Alright, and so it's got this, it's all part of this larger circulation though. It's like this, and it's going to be pushing what you saw there is he was drawing like a warm front because there's a lot of moisture behind this that's coming up from the deep tropics that's going to be making its way up through Florida. So clear this out. This is definitely storm. Or let me get back to the page here for storm. Okay, so let's take a look at the latest hurricane models here. And they all seem to be in very good agreement, which is good. It makes our job easy of where this thing is going to come on shore. And it looks like, to me, it looks like Louisiana, uh, right around New Orleans, which is not a good spot for it, obviously. And we're going to have to keep our eye on this as it strengthens. It could become a minimal hurricane, though right now they don't think it will because of wind shear. So with that, let's get back to our weather here. So we got this line of showers that is over our area, and if we look at the current conditions, where temperatures have dropped in the 70s, wasn't not nearly as hot as yesterday. If we were to look at the high temperatures, you'd see that we'd only reached around 80 degrees on Long Island. Right now, we are in the 70s, but it is extremely humid out there. Dew points, look at that, some 70-degree dew points already in Jersey, and upper 60s dew points on Long Island. Interesting enough, as you go further east, the dew points are lower, but they're all going to be coming up with this. This is almost like a little warm front here that we have, or it's like a stalled front that we have over us. So, think of it like a stalled frontal boundary that's just been sitting over us for the past couple of days, because that's what we've been having to deal with. I do want to look at the high temperatures for the area. We'll just use this. So 72 in Central Park, 71 at Farmingdale with light rain, and it got up to 80 at Farmingdale. So that's typical for much of Long Island. Highs hitting around 80 degrees. Probably got hotter. Well, probably it may not have gotten hotter in New Jersey because they've had the showers most of the day. So they got a thunderstorm in Toms River, and yeah, it was hotter. It got up to 86 there. So not at all surprising. And hopefully we get some decent amount of rain tonight. Hopefully on the island, because we could use it. That's for sure. I do want to also look at the underground site as well. Waiting for this to load here. Now I want to look at precipitation. So let's see how much precipitation we've gotten on Long Island so far today. And it looks like we've got 0.3 inch less for Suffolk. This is where it's been raining in Nassau County more. New Jersey's gotten a lot more because they got those storms last night, so look at that. Part to Toms River, 1.5 inches. Certainly the airport wasn't reporting that, but 1.5 inches at least for, and 1 3/4 inches, and even I thought we even saw a couple of 2-inch amounts here. That was because they got that heavy rain last night. Yeah, look around Brick Township, 2.14. So it looks like the rainfall deficit for them has definitely been erased. A little less off to the south, but we'll have to see. That's because they've had those storms and now getting hit again by those showers that have been affecting their area this afternoon that have now moved into our area. So we'll go shift to look at the models now, I guess. So we're going to just look at the surface on this. Surface GFS, and you will see here that there's that front over us. We have to wait for this. There's going to be a secondary trough tomorrow. It's going to move through. That'll bring us another chance of showers, not as much as now. And then after we're done with that, we dry out. But look at Cristobal here, really wrapping up here as it makes its landfall in New Orleans right there. Looks like. But for us, we have that high pressure building in. You can see that high pressure building in. So that's going to keep it from coming this way, and it's going to push it right up the middle of the country there. And they'll be dealing with heavy rain throughout the Midwest from this. And that just goes right up into Canada right there. Let's take a closer look. We're going to go look at the regions, south central U.S. So we get a closer look on Cristobal here. And this will also bring a lot of rain to that area too, by the way. So here it is making landfall as a tropical storm. Looks like the winds. Yeah, the winds aren't all that impressive with this, and it's because it's going to be undergoing. Even though it's over the Gulf, its strength is going to be limited by the wind shear, I think, aspect of it. Because if we look at the upper levels, there's some wind shear. God, which one it is? there's a wind shear analysis on here, but I don't remember where it is, so I'm sorry. But there is wind shear up there because again it's part of the larger type of upper level. Well, yeah, we get upper level winds here. Why isn't this giving us upper level? Oh, you know what it is? It's not available on this. We gotta change it to the CONUS. That's what the problem is. There we go. That's why we couldn't find it. So let's see. It's one of these. And I'm sorry if I can't find it again. But there's wind shear basically, so that's you can see there it is on the 500 MB. Yeah, this is this is a good example. So you can see that there's some wind shear up in this area. Basically, the conditions aren't favorable because you don't have a big upper high here. It's part of a broad area of low, so it's the conditions are not. At least that's why the models think it won't get to be a hurricane. But you know, we've seen things happen that the models don't predict. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing is stronger than that. But I don't think it'll be like a major hurricane. But still, the tropics are very active, very active. Okay, so let's get back to the surface again here. And we're going to look at the actual rainfall that this is going to be producing here on the GFS. So total accumulated precip as this thing makes its way inland. And this is the 18Z, which I don't really have enough in yet. So we're going to just keep with the 12Z here, I think. Just to show you the path. You can see where the rain goes. So now we'll go into our area. So it looks like GFS says through the week we should maybe pick up from this next day or two, maybe an inch or more of rain. Well, overnight, hopefully. It'll mainly be overnight. If you go to the NAM 12 kilometer, should have enough of that. And for the 18Z, you'll see. Kind of gyps us a little bit where it has the heavier rain just to the south. Just move this back over here. So you can see there's that area of rain moving in, and that's going to be with us most of the evening. Then it moves away, and then tomorrow we have to watch for secondary area showers developing. It doesn't really show up too well on here. If I use the 3 kilometer, it might. So let me use the 3 kilometer now. You can see there's that secondary trough. So tomorrow we should be dry, but then we got to watch this. This is a line that's going to move through. NAM says it's going to move through around 4 o'clock for the city, then kind of fall apart as it reaches Long Island. And the reason why we're seeing that is because when we go ahead and we look at the temperatures, you'll see it's going to get quite warm tomorrow, and it's not really going to get, the front really doesn't come through until then. That's the front. What we're seeing now is the old washed out boundary moving away. So here's the 3 kilometer and the temperatures tomorrow. And you'll see we get well into the 80s before that front comes through here. And then you can see it drops into the 70s after the front moves through. But before that front comes through, it's going to be pretty hot, probably well into the mid-80s for Long Island, maybe closer to 90 in Jersey. And then we see the temperature drop behind that front. And then much cooler for Sunday. So let's go look at the dew points. You'll also see probably that boundary is probably going to show up even better there. So it's still going to be humid tomorrow, by the way. And what's bad about tomorrow is there's going to be more of a westerly flow, so there won't really be much of a sea breeze. Dew point's still into the upper 60s, so it's still going to be pretty brutal tomorrow. It doesn't really improve until that front moves through later in the day. And like I said, once that front moves through, you're going to see massive improvement in the dew points. Probably toward 5-6 o'clock, you'll start seeing those dew points drop, and it'll be a lot more comfortable as we head into tomorrow. But tomorrow is going to be a pretty brutal day, and like I said, it's going to test my patience. So I think that front will come through, and soon enough that by the time I get to where I want to go, it should be better, hopefully. And then the dew points drop to a much more comfortable level on Sunday. We'll also be able to see that with the skies too. Let's just move this along here, move this back here. So tomorrow, see, we have that probably hazy sunshine. There comes the front, and then we clear it out, and then we have a mostly sunny day on Sunday. Though it seems like it wants to develop some cumulus clouds over us for Sunday, a little bit, and maybe some cirrus for Monday. But it will be pretty nice once we get this front through. But until then, we're going to be dealing with some brutal temperatures. So I'm going to move this to the GFS now. You can see here comes the front. Sunday, it seems like the east end gets some clouds. Maybe some clouds on Monday. Tuesday is fairly sunny. We got sunny weather. And then it looks like a pretty decent week, though, overall. So let's put the GFS temperatures over here. So here's tomorrow. It could be one more really brutal day tomorrow, mid-80s. And then it drops once that front comes through, and it should drop pretty quick. Here's Sunday. Much more comfortable, 70s. 70s for Monday. And maybe we warm up a little bit Tuesday. But still 70s most of the week, and much better conditions. So just have to deal with one really brutal day tomorrow. It's going to be really brutal because of that west wind. It's going to kill us. Alright, so I guess I can look at some other models for tomorrow. I guess we'll look at the windy.com as well for tomorrow as well. So, you know what, I do want to look at the windy.com for crystal ball too as well. So let me do that. So let's go into tomorrow here. You'll see the heat, 1 p.m. Heat over Long Island. Temperatures up there quite a bit. So 81. And then when that front comes through, why is it still saying 81? Shouldn't be saying that. No, it still says it is 80 at 5 o'clock. Yeah, and then it gets better by 7 p.m. mid-70s. The dew points will also be lower by then. So it has the dew point 62 at 8 p.m. Seems like it wants to be a little slow with the frontal passage. Quite humid though. Maybe it'll be better on the South Shore tomorrow. Maybe there'll be a little bit of a sea breeze, but yeah, you have to be right on the South Shore. Maybe there'll be a little bit of a sea breeze. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow. But with that westerly wind, it's gonna, that westerly wind is a horrible wind to have, and I think it's gonna be hotter than this model says it's gonna be, as well. We can look at a different model here. Well, hang on. Let me go look at crystal ball on here. Whoops. So let's take a look at this. So this is crystal ball on this model. You can clearly see the circulation. And again, this is the Euro model. Let's move this along here. So this is Saturday, 4 p.m. Let's move this along to Saturday, 2 a.m. You can see it's approaching New Orleans. Wind gusts in the northeast semicircle are up there 62 miles an hour. So yours is a little more robust with this. Here it is, 52 mile an hour wind gust. This is a tropical storm though, but you can clearly see the circulation modeled very well. And it comes ashore Sunday evening in New Orleans, and then moves its way in and dissipates, probably quickly becoming a depression, but you can still see the circulation there. And what I also wanted to do, let me go look at the NAM too for this as well. It's a NAM 12 kilometer. I don't think it's going to go far enough out though. Let's see. Look at the heat that they're going through too. Oh, horrible. Very hot there ahead of the storm. So see here comes AM. Now the AM takes it a little further west. This is interesting, but still not that strong. The Euro's winds are a little more impressive. Well, these are sustained winds, but it's still going to be a tropical storm, so it's still going to cause some issues for New Orleans. That's for sure. Okay, last thing I want to do is Ventus Sky. Let's see what Ventus Sky has for our temperatures tomorrow. This is 2 o'clock for tomorrow. Now, Ventus Sky has a pretty strong sea breeze going. So that would hopefully help keep things a little better on the South Shore. So maybe it'll be cooler on the South Shore. But you can see here's the front coming through. This is 17. Well, it's much slower with the front. Let's see. Oh, that's right. This isn't. I'm sorry. Oh no, this is. I have it right. So. Yeah, see, this is 2 o'clock, strong sea breeze. Yeah, you can see there's the front right there around 4 o'clock. And still see a sea breeze trying to develop there, but still kind of hot inland. And we got to wait till later in the evening for there to be a more cooler temperatures there, with temperatures back into the 70s. And the dew points. So let's look at the humidity, and I'll have to look at the Cape too on this as well. A lot of things to talk about, and I'm moving slow, so I do apologize. Dew points. All right, so this is 2 o'clock. Here's your dew points at 2 o'clock. Oh, it has us in the 70s, and this uses the HRRR model, by the way. Oh man, that's not going to be good. Still dew points in the 70s as of, this is 4 o'clock. Let's jump to 6 o'clock. Dew points starting to drop. Now in the 60s. It's going to be a brutal day, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be a brutal day tomorrow. All right, let's look at the thunderstorm risk. All right, it does have some Cape too, some high Cape. All right, so this is 2 p.m. Look at that. So there's a chance for some significant thunderstorm activity tomorrow, I think, with this heat and the lack of a sea breeze. Well, this is indicating to be more of a sea breeze, but let's see what the Storm Prediction Center says, and then we wrap up this weather update. So we'll go to the Day 2 convective outlook. No, it doesn't. It only has marginal. It actually doesn't even have marginal for us. This is marginal in the mid-Atlantic. I don't know if I agree with this. So be on the alert for some tomorrow to be a brutal day. Temperatures in the mid-80s, very humid. And then there's a chance of strong, maybe even severe thunderstorms in the afternoon, and then hopefully improving conditions by later. But given that I'm already home today, if tomorrow I have to go out and if I have to break Cuomo's dictator Cuomo's order tomorrow, and I may very well be doing that. We'll have to see what happens. But anyway, that's going to be it for this weather update. Take care. Thank you for watching.